Good morning and welcome back. It's still Rapidon. Hope you had a great time on sports with Ival and, of course, Eastern Circle with Adeze and Michael. I did promise you a conversation, and as always, I always keep to my words. And we are having that conversation right about now. It's something I have been shying away from talking about. The defections happening right now in the PDP. Some will say that is no news. I mean, we've had defections, APC to the PDP, Labour Party to the APC, Labour Party to the PDP. But this time around, it seems as though it's massive. Now, according to reports, they said that between last year, that is 2024 till now, there have been about 300 defections away from the PDP. Now, these defections comprises of chieftains and the likes generally, about 300. So when you have 300 important persons in a party leaving, what does that mean? Don't forget, 2027 is in sight, and this is not the kind of conversation, if we want to have a strong opposition, this is not the kind of conversation we should be having ahead of 2027 general election. But here we find ourselves, and we just have to talk about it. What is the fate of the PDP in the wake of the massive defections that they are experiencing? And what, of course, is the solution? To have this conversation with me this morning is my guest. I'd like to say that he was a former presidential aspirant in the PDP, and not just former presidential aspirant, he was actually the youngest, former presidential aspirant in the person of Dr. Ugochukwu Williams. It's so great to have you on the show this morning.
Good morning. Good to be. I'm happy to be here to talk about the challenges of Nigeria and the PDP.
I like what you said in terms of Nigeria, the PDP. All right, because I mean, it's not just about PDP alone, it's about Nigeria.
Of course.
I mean, you are a PDP man. I mean, this is a party you contested under in the last elections, and you're seeing what is going on in the party. First of all, how do you receive the fact that about 300 persons have left the PDP between last year and now?
I also want to, it would be interesting for you to know that among the 300 people that left, I was one of them.
Okay.
So it was a big, it's a big thing for all of us leaving the party. It's not good for one. You know, when I started, I said the challenges of Nigeria and the PDP. It's not good for our country, Nigeria, and it's not good for the party. So there is a lot that led to that, and I think we're going to talk about it as we proceed.
Let's dive right into it. Talking about,
Okay.
Let's dive straight. I like it hot.
You like it hot, okay.
Let's dive right into it. Some of the challenges.
Yes.
PDP have been expressing some challenges, but it is not enough for me to start outlining them. I mean, you, an insider that left, I'm sure something made you leave. Let's talk about these challenges.
Okay, first of all, as a young man and who happens to be in a political party that used to be the biggest political party in Africa,
True.
and a party that is well organized and built on the foundation of leadership and respecting policies and plans and programs of the party and the ethics of the party. When I left PDP, one of my word was that when I quoted the Bible where the Bible said, when the salt has lost its taste, what can you do with it? Nothing. So PDP has lost its taste in the recent time. And one of the things that led to that is not recognizing and follow due process and proceedings of the party. One, in 2015, the PDP lost power to the opposition political party, then APC. And what led to also them losing that power was also because of not understanding the challenges of Nigeria at that time, because the party was so many of the members of the party expected that the president should be for the North, and President Jonathan having finished 4 years of his term and also 2 years of President Yaradua. So they expected it to go to the North so that it can come back to the South. But in the wisdom of the leadership then and the president then, they insisted on Mr. President running. That led to the NPDP leaving the party to APC, which now gave APC more force to be able to wrestle power with the incumbent government. And they succeeded. When they succeeded, a lot of leaders, I don't want to start mentioning names, left the party to APC, and some people remained steadfast in the party. It is now the fight for the ownership of the structure, who is the leaders of the, then we had challenges of McAfee and the Sheriff group.
Sure, yes.
And then it goes to the point that he has to go to the court for court to decide an internal party crisis that should have been decided within the party leadership and who should run. But finally, they were able to also get themselves together, and McAfee won that case, and that led to so many people also leaving, having a kind of not leaving the party at that time, but also, you know, leaving. Yeah, so many people left the party too, like the my governor, the governor of Imo State, Hope Uzodinma, left the party after then and joined the APC, and so many other people. So that was also one of the foundation of the PDP. Now, PDP did not look back and say, what is our challenges? And one of the greatest things PDP did, failed, where they failed, was not giving young people, to grooming young people who takes over from them. We see people who have been in power since 1999 till date, and they still want to be in power till 2031.
Are you referring to Atiku?
I'm not referring to anybody.
Okay.
It's not one man in the party, it's everybody.
Okay.
There are many of them in that party. And that has led to, because most of them joined the party when they were young in 1999. Some of them were in their early 30s, some of them were in their 31, 35, 36, and that's why you see they were able to, we were vibrant, and there was vibrancy in the party. There was no "I have arrived" syndrome. So a lot of our "have arrived" syndrome was in the party after 2015, which led to so many of them trying to, you now have governors, former governors, trying to own supremacy of the party. So the party was in opposition, all true. But the worst thing that happened to PDP was in 2020, this last election.
2023.
2020. They were able to manage the situation from 2015 to, as a party, they had so many governors, senators, as of rep. People were not willing to leave the party because they see it as a credible opposition.
Yeah.
And the lives of P2B were in the party, and so many other people who have also who left. You see, people like Kwankwaso also left PDP. You know, so you can see that PDP is the mother of Nigerian politics when it comes to partisan. PDP has groomed a lot of people. That is, almost everybody who, except the president and some other people currently who are active in politics, were all from PDP, whether in APC or in Labour and other places. So, in 2023, the whole problem set in, and the leadership of the party did not see the future, because if you are running an organization, you have to do a projection of the present and the future. Look at the challenges. What are these challenges? Are they capable of destroying us in the future? Are they capable of destroying us in the meantime? So if you're able to evaluate this, and you now know, you should be able to find immediate solutions to some of those problems. And what were these problems? In PDP, people always talk about zoning, we need to zone it. The essence of the zoning is not to favor one person, it's not to favor everybody. It's for the interests of Nigerians. Our founding fathers, or the fathers, the owners and the founders of PDP and other parties, looked at zoning and see it as a way of making sure that every geopolitical zone in the country feels the presence of presidency in their zone, and also for them to actually know that Nigeria belongs to all of us. In 2023, the party leadership did not adhere to that. And that was one of the problems, because when the election started, the process started, and the party leadership came up and say, we have zoned it, let's say, to the southeast, which was clamoring and shouting for it, which not even that are clamoring. It is due for them. It is, if you check how the PDP have been rotated from 1999 to date, you know that when it comes to the South, like the first time it came to the South in 1999, it was the Southwest. Former President Olusegun Obasanjo, who did 8 years. He now went to the North, President Yar'Adua. When he came back to the South again, it was to the South.
That's good.
Where President Goodluck Jonathan did he did 6 years.
Yeah.
Fair enough, 6 years, good enough. When he came back to, now that you have in the next election, that was 2019, all of you now agree say you should go to the North. Yeah.
But was that a fault of anybody?
For it going to the North? No, it wasn't. It was, yeah, it's the fault of the leadership. Okay. If the leadership decide that this is what they want, if they want to show equity and transparency in what they are running, in the running of the party, yes, they can decide and say this is what they want it to be. So, in during the 2023 election, all of us know what happened in the PDP.
We don't know.
Oh, you don't know?
We
Okay.
would like to know.
In the party, during the election, one, there was no sincerity or purpose for the party. There was no, the party was not planning to win the election. That was why young people like us came up to say we want to be part of this process, to see how we can make things work.
Sorry, before you go further, there are some points you've made, and I want us to go back slightly to this point. You talked about the zoning as some of the problems.
Yes.
Now, but the PDP is not the only party who have the issue of zoning. I mean, I'm not sure that the APC has zoned to the south.
To the south.
To the
southeast.
I'm not sure that the APC has done that, which of course the PDP.
It mustn't be to the south. It mustn't be to the southeast, but it should have been to the south.
Okay.
That's one of the challenges.
Which now makes me want to ask: do you think
that
has a credible candidate that can lead the country?
Now?
Yes.
Now? Of course, there are many credible candidates in the southeast, which I'm one of them. P2B is one of them. Okay. There are so many other credible candidates who can lead this country from the southeast.
That is neither from APC or PDP?
Yes. In APC, there are credible candidates. During the primaries, you see about the current Minister of Works is from the southeast. It's from Ebonyi. He ran for presidency. People like the late former Minister for Science and Technology, what's his name again, ran for president. People like Emeka Nwajoba ran for president. These are capable.
But why we want to blame the party for not giving the opportunity? Let's draw back and look at the people themselves. Are they ready to have a candidate from the southeast? Because I mean, when we go out there, we ask these questions. You see answers like, "Oh, we don't think a southeast man will be able to lead the country." So it's not really about the leaders. It's not really about the people. It's not really about those in the space to decide. It's about the people out there. Are they going to come out en masse to vote for a southeast candidate?
What do you mean by people say they are not ready or they don't have what it takes to lead the country? So if you now talk about leading the country, you're talking about the presidency, being the president of Federal Republic of Nigeria. What are the qualities? What do you need to be the president?
It's not about the qualities now.
Are you talking about support? Are you talking about support?
Yourself, I'm sure you have the qualities to be a president right now if the opportunity is given to you.
Of course.
But then again, do you have, would you have the kind of support behind you?
That is where you are coming from.
Not from the leaders.
Yes.
Not the party now.
Because one, the country.
From your kinsmen.
Yes. I will have the support of my kinsmen. My kinsmen alone cannot make me the president of Federal Republic of Nigeria, and cannot make any Southeasterner the president of Federal Republic of Nigeria. Any Southeasterner who want to be president of Nigeria will definitely get the backup of the North. Will get the backup of the North Central, Northeast, Northwest, Southwest, South, and North Central.
Which now brings us to the party.
Yes. So it is not going to be on the wisdom of the leadership of the country, wisdom of the leadership of that political party to consider and say this is a very credible candidate. This is a well-placed, this is a national person. And for you to be a president of Nigeria, you need to be a national man. You need to be a man who loved the North, who loved every part of Nigeria, who is willing to develop every part, or not going to be a regional president. So because we are talking about Nigeria here. So the party need to look at who is that capable candidate. So if you look at among the candidates in the PDP from the Southeast, in PDP in the last election, you can see there are a lot of credible candidates. People like I in person, was a candidate. P2B was a candidate. I was an aspirant. They were all aspirants. Well, I was an aspirant. There are other aspirants too in the PDP from the Southeast. So they are capable, and these are nationalists.
So why do you think that I mean, I'm just trying to quote from what you stated when you were talking. The North has to back, and other regions as well have to back. Okay, this is a candidate that's going to be pushed based on this party for the presidential race. Do you think that there's a particular reason why the North may not back the candidacy of someone from the Southeast?
Oh, I don't think there is any reason. If we are talking about the country where we are, that's Nigeria. If we have the interest of Nigeria at heart, any leader, any politician should have the interest of Nigeria at heart first. You look at what would this be for Nigeria. So if you have that in mind, and you have that, if that is your first primary concern, I don't think there is a reason why you shouldn't support from the Southeast. I don't think there's any reason any Nottingham cannot support the Southeast.
Okay, let's not.
Once there is a credible candidate who I know that can carry the whole nation together and move the nation forward, everybody will support the candidate.
Okay, fair enough. Let's not drift up
Exactly.
far away. We're still talking about defections in the PDP. We just had to, sort out one or two areas and then come back to it. So, still on the defections, 2027 is coming, and it looks like PDP, I don't want to use the word collapsing, but it looks as though PDP is collapsing, and we might not just have an opposition for the next election. And speculations have been popping up saying, the president is trying to make the country a one-party system, so to make it very easy for the APC to, take back power. We've also seen some persons come out in interviews to say, let's just allow Mr. President do his 8 years, and then another person can think about after the 8 years. As it stands right now, PDP is known as the opposition, but as it stands right now,
as a leading opposition. But there are other opposition political parties.
Leading opposition, but as it stands right now on this day, 7th of May, it's epileptic.
You're correct. Very, very correct. The PDP is the leading opposition in Nigeria, and it is very bad. It's going to be bad for our democracy if we don't have a leading opposition standing firm, shaking and trying to fall and almost falling. We should be worried. We should be worried. Not even the leading party should be worried too, because if in a sane democracy, they should be worried, because nobody's going to ask you how you're doing this and how you're not doing. So nobody's going to checkmate you in any way. So everything you do is good. If you're in a leading party, everything the leading party does is good. So the defections are in PDP to APC. For me, even if the Tennessee state governors joins APC, I don't see that there won't be opposition in 2027. Yeah, because whatever the current leadership of the country, which is the leading political party, does, we definitely create more opposition for them in 2027. So if they're doing well, they won't have much opposition. But if they're not doing well, there will be much opposition in 2027. One, you can categorize it in two ways in terms of the opposition, the way I look at it. The governors, definitely, the senators, they will, if they join the ruling party, then we now know we have a one ruling party system. Then you now ask, what are the Nigerians thinking? What are the masses thinking? And the worst opposition you have is when a determined masses. If the whole Nigerians stood up, Nigerians, I know that the Nigerians who feel that the government is not doing them well, or that those come up to say that they are against the government. With the Tennessee state governors, with the senators, you can't stand them. They will win. They will support who they want to support, and they can also fight to protect their votes if they wish. So, but in a normal situation like what we have today, a PDP and APC and Labour and opposition, there is need for that opposition from other parties. But it is so bad that instead of PDP getting better, we left the party because of what we have seen. These things that are happening, things that we saw that is going to happen. We are futuristic leaders. We look at the future and know where we're going and know. So we looked at the party a year ago and said that this party cannot withstand the test of time. Like I said, when the salt have lost its taste, what can you do with it? That was a year ago I said it. And you can see today that PDP has lost its taste. The main purpose why PDP was created, the main vision, nobody looks at the guideline again. You do what is on your mind. In PDP, one person can run the party as long as you're bringing the money. You can take decisions and put you want to be and where you wanted to be. In PDP, there's no longer internal democracy where the affairs of the party is run within the party, managed within the leadership, the NEC, or the NWC. It is no longer those PDP that we know when you hear that the leader have decided, the leadership have decided, and it remains that the leadership have decided. Now, when leadership decide, in fact, the leadership don't decide again because when the leader has gathered, the leader has already divided across the funding line. Who have receiving funds from, you've been receiving funds. PDP now put money first rather than the internal democracy of their party. So, when all this is started, with all this, people who feel that they are not comfortable with what is going on are leaving the party. That's one. Another thing is that people also believe that this election, the next election, Mr. President has to go on, and Mr. President, the election, he will win. So people say the best thing to do, let me just go and join them. And it's just like what we say, if you cannot beat them, you join them. So the situation of Nigeria today in PDP is, if you cannot beat them, you join them. So the leaders that we have in the party now, in PDP, they cannot beat them.
Okay, so
and that's why they are joining them.
So you're saying that the PDP right now, the umbrella is no longer working, so they are going to where the broom can sweep.
Yeah, maybe they want to have, so many of them, another thing again, just like you said, so many of them has a lot of things behind that they've done in the past that they need, umbrella cannot cover you enough.
Are you referring to Okowa now?
No, I'm not referring to anybody. Even if, you and I know that even there are many people like Okowa who have joined APC, so many of them who have joined APC, because they have a lot behind them. So they need to go where it will be swept away. Maybe it's swept on the one corner. It's not swept away. It's swept on the one corner because it's still remaining waiting for you. Because any day you do anyhow, they will bring it out for you and show you. So, but it's still better for them that at least it's swept away for the meantime, that they can freely move. And if we don't have a corrupt system, if the politicians are not corrupt and not involved in corrupt activities, we won't be seeing a lot of people defecting to other political parties. You see a more credible opposition.
Okay, and before we dive into the aspect of young people right now, let's look at this other part where, talking about your adage on the salt losing its taste, I think when the people in Delta State defected, the governor and his people defected, they said that when the palm wine, when the palm wine tapper, changes his style of tapping, the person who drinks has to also change.
That is
that's
an Igbo adage
of drinking. Wow. So yeah, so it seems as though when you guys leave the PDP, you come up with adages, words.
For me, I've not gained so much in the PDP because I've not held any political appointment in the PDP at the national. And for those who have, people like Okowa them, who have enjoyed the party, they've enjoyed the party, enjoyed the dividends of being a party man. They've been involved in so many appointments. Okowa was a former senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria for 8 years in the People's Democratic Party. A former governor for 8 years in the People's Democratic Party. A former vice presidential candidate of the same party. We now come out and tell you that the party have changed. In the palm wine tapper have changed the way he have been tapping the wine, so they have to change. That means that you see that there's something behind it, because one, you are a prominent leader of the party. If you come to the national, you're a leader. You are the top-ranking leader of the party. If you come to the state, you are the leader of the party in the state. With the governor. Even the governor, whatever you tell the governor listens to you. That's why you went to APC and the governor followed you to APC.
Yes.
So tell me why you cannot join to manage and say the truth about the party challenges and manage it properly. Okay, where you're going to now, is it where the palm wine tapper will not change, or will not change the way it has been? So tomorrow, you're indirectly telling us that tomorrow you're still going to leave the party to another party. If another party becomes the ruling party tomorrow, you switch to. So there is no ideology in most of our politicians don't have. Most of our politicians don't have ideology. They don't. They just want to be in power, and when they are, for me, they have achieved a lot in the party, and I don't think people like Okowa should come out and say you can join the party that everybody have the freedom to join any political party you wish. If you want to leave and join, you can join. But what you say after joining that political party is very, very important. I don't think they should be talking much while joining another political party or joining the ruling party. You can keep quiet and say, I have changed. I don't want to be in PDP again. I am now in APC. So identify me with APC. And that is simple.
That makes more sense. All right. As we wind down, let's talk about two things I've been eager to ask you: youth involvement and also the involvement of Wike. Some persons say that Wike also contributed in weakening the structure of the PDP. Do you share in that sentiment?
Yes, I share in it very, very well, because, and you don't blame him. You know, when you put in a lot in a party and people are trying to undermine in your own interest, it might not be in the interest of the whole nation or in the interest of the state, but in your own interest, see that they have undermining your personal interest. You can fight back. You can even fight dirty. And I think he has fought the PDP.
So even using the opposition to fight?
If it's that what makes him to achieve his personal interest, I think he will do that. And I think he's doing that. So that has weakened PDP, because if people like Wike is still 100% in support of PDP, and I think PDP will have been more better.
Okay. All right. So rumors have it that the Akwa Ibom State Governor might be leaving, and also we also heard some rumors saying that the suspended governor of River State also dancing to that beat of leaving the PDP. I mean, if that happens, I think everything would be completely.
But it's not going to be completely done for them too, because the PDP still have some governors.
Yes,
the governors from the north too, and they still have some senators. And even as of yesterday, people left Labour Party and joined PDP.
Just 2 persons.
And joined
Come
PDP.
on, compared
whether
to
2 persons or whatever, they still have people. It's more different from. They are even more stronger than some of the other remaining 16 political parties.
No, I mean, we shouldn't even compare the PDP to other 16 political parties.
Yeah, we shouldn't. No, we shouldn't.
Be doing that. Is that how low the PDP has gone?
No. PDP was the biggest political party in Africa. So it's very bad. You can say, how are the mighty fallen?
Okay.
How are the mighty fallen? And let me also tell you, in 2003, when the SDP was, SDP was the main political party that Abiola used to run for presidency, and SDP was everywhere. But after that, did you hear much about SDP too, or again? So there are things, there are times, if the foundation is not right, it is possible for you to have a collapse. So the foundation of PDP is weakened. for some time now, which I was telling you from 20. You know, things. There's an Igbo adage that says when you cut a tree, it does not dry up immediately. You might cut a tree now, it will fall down. The green, it will still be greenish the first 2, 3, 4 days, 5 days. But maybe after 1 week, it will dry up. So the problem, the challenges that PDP is facing today is as a result of their indecisions and bad decisions made in 2015 and 2023. So, and you can't stop it. It's more natural. It's natural that when you do things wrong, you expect to get wrong results. So, but when you do things right,
you get a right result.
Get a right result. So, right now, PDP have done some wrong decisions in the past, and I don't see them coming back strong because of people that are leaving the party. The only way they can get stronger is to inject more fresh blood into the system, go back, don't expect much in 2027, go back and plan for the future and rebuild the party. See, there is no two ways about it. What PDP need to do right now is to engage young, vibrant Nigerians.
I was about going there.
With more vision, with that looks about Nigeria in the next 50 years. Young people who can plan and put this party, say, in the next 50 years, where will this political party be? What do we dream for this party to be? Do we want this party to be a household name? Do you want this party to be a party that in the secondary school you can say, in your family you can say, I'm a PDP man. Your wife can say, I'm a PDP man, and comfortably being a PDP man for 20 years. Comfortably being a PDP man for 30 years. So they need to go back to the drawing board. That drawing board is going to be championed by young people.
I don't want you to finish that word. Don't finish it yet. We're going to go on a very short break because I want you to speak on that as we get set to close, right? I want you to speak on that youth involvement, and also very importantly, if our young people are ready to take power and if they have what it takes to handle the Nigeria that we are seeing. But that will be after this break. That will be after this break.
We'll talk about it.
Are you missing out on interviews, music, entertainment, thought-provoking discussions, and more? Don't sweat it, man. We've got you covered. No matter where you are, be part of the action 24/7, online and live.
On Facebook, it's Rapid FM Umahia. On Instagram, it's official Rapid FM. And on X, it is Rapid FM 965. Tune in to Rapid 96.5 FM or listen to us live on our website at www.rapidfm965.com or radiogarden.com.
Better yet, get our mobile app from the Google Play Store.
Catch the pulse of the Southeast on Rapid 96.5 FM, the sound of your city.
Hey, Oyanam, all Siso Radio.
Time is power. Our lives are powered by the sun. As the sun rises, so do we. As we trust it to rise and set without any worries interrupting your morning. With our hybrid all-in-one inverter, powering our prosperity and happiness. But also nurture what is dear to us, powering trust and support, empowering us to do things that really matters. Start Times Solar, power your life.
All right, welcome back. It's the last lap of the conversation. Defections in the PDP, solutions, and of course, causes. And I've been talking to Dr. Ugochukwu Williams, a former presidential aspirant with the PDP, youngest, just to emphasize on that. And this is the power we talk about young people. I did drop a question, which your eyes were popping. You cannot wait to answer that. So let's talk about it. Do you think young people are ready and well equipped to handle the dynamic nature of Nigeria?
It's a straightforward question. The young Nigerians are very, very ready, capable, have all it takes to handle the dynamism of Nigeria. Because one, they are Nigerians. They are not foreigners. So they understand the challenges of Nigeria. They grew up in Nigeria. They know the nature of Nigeria. They know any young politician knows the politicking of Nigeria. And the people always say, is young people ready? Is young people ready? That question, I keep getting it every day, and I ask them, have you given a young person a chance to be a president of Nigeria? Let's test young person. First of all, Nigeria in the 1970s, 1960s, we are run by young people. I hope you're aware. They were Nigeria was, that's when you see people, Ahmadu Bello can go to America. It was received like when Queen of England is coming to a country. And that was a former Prime Minister of Nigeria. So today, all the people you see today, I don't want, if you want me to mention names, I can mention names because it's not a problem. People like Donald Duke was governor of Cross River State, a young man, 36, and he ran the affair of Cross River State. During his time, 1999 to 2007, was Cross River was not the best, was not the best, one of the best states governed in terms of development, in every sector. Was people used to fly from South Africa to Tinapa to Buduraj. Who built it? A young man.
A young man still spotted anyway.
How old was he?
But let's leave.
Please, how old was he?
I said, a young man built it. A young man still
It wasn't
spotted.
a young man that spotted. No, it wasn't a young man that after the Duke, it was Lee Moke. After Lee Moke, Lee Moke did well. After Lee Moke was Ayade. Ayade is not a young man, please. Okay. Ayade is in his 50s.
Okay.
We're talking about young men between 35 to 40, 45 or 50. Okay. Let's put it about 35 to 50. If Nigeria is governed by 35 to 50, let's just say leave 35. Let's just say 40 to 50. Okay. Nigeria will not be the way it is today. Because young people are visionary. Young people, they are vibrant. Young people, and today's young people are very creative. Today's young people, they want to do things that, they like competition. They want to compete with America. They want to compete with other countries. So and you can't be a good leader if you don't have a vision. Once you have a visionary leader, you have a good leader. And vision has to do with energy and strength. You can achieve your vision only if you are energetic and you have the strength. Both physically, spiritually, and otherwise, you need to have that energy. So among young people, these qualities are deposited in them. So deposited in them. When you talk about, I don't want to also mention, if I mention, when you mention give young people, they will tell you that this young man that was giving governor, you talk about Yaya Bello, people tell Yaya Bello is a former governor, he was a young man, what did he do? And I ask, among the 36 state governors, did you give young people 10? You're just using one out of 36. People above 50 years is holding 36. And you give somebody that he was above 40 when he became the governor. And we have forgotten that the current leadership of Nigeria today, they gave their best when they were young. And that's what we young people are saying. Give young Nigerians opportunity to make use of their youthful age. Because it's in your youthful age that you give the best. To make use of your good youthful age to develop Nigeria. All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Go. I know that we would have talked more about that, but the time I wanted to give you instances. I wanted to give you instances of senators, governors today. Even our current president, when he was a senator of Federal Republic of Nigeria, how old was he? He was in his 40s. Yes. And today, if you see a 40-year-old man, a young man that want to be a senator, you say, go, you still have time.
Are you saying that our present president does not, he has given his best yet, so he doesn't have much to give now?
Yes, age is part of his is the challenge of a leader. Once you are above 70 years, it's difficult. My father is above 70 years. I cannot tell my father right now to come and be governor of Imo State. I know his performance at his level at 70 years. All of us must tell ourselves the truth. So I'm not saying that he's doing his best at his level, but I'm telling you, if younger people, younger generation are given opportunity in this country to run this country, we'll have a better country, we'll have a more developed country. Dubai currently is run by young people.
Okay.
Dubai is developed by young people between the age of 30 years and 35 years. The banking sector in Nigeria today is run, and effectively they can declare dividends of so much every quarter because it's run by young people. The managers and MDs of banks in Nigeria are between the age of 35 and 50. Nobody is 65 years being an MD or manager of a bank in Nigeria. Are they not doing well? The music industry, the creative industry in Nigeria today is run effectively and run very, very well, and one of the best in Africa, one of the best in the world, because it's run and managed by young people. So the same way, if you give young people opportunity in politics, in leadership, young people will do well. Give them opportunity. Give them 40%. Let the old people take 60%.
Okay. I do hope that the relevant people would put this into consideration. Although some might want to argue that politics and all of these other places you've mentioned is quite different. But I know that you would want to speak on that. But I will not want to. I will not.
It's never different because we have people who are young and they did very well in this country.
Okay.
They were 35, they were 37, I don't want to mention them, and they were governor, they were senators at 27. Somebody was a minister in this country and he did well. And he would tell you that Edwin Clark was 27. The last time I met with Edwin Clark before he died, he told me that a young man, when I was running for my president, he told me, young man, continue what you're doing. I was younger than you when I became a minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and he performed well.
Okay, thank you very much. I think we'll thank you.
So I want to change that your impression about young people.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Ugo, for coming on the show. We've had a great time, having the conversation.